Hi, I'm Teresa, and this is a love letter to my grandmother. Today, I thought I would make something that I've never made from scratch before, brownies. So, of course, I've made brownies a million times, but I've never made them from scratch. And I have a recipe from my grandmother that is for basic brownies, and then within that basic brownies, or under that, they had the recipe had multiple versions that you could try, and the one that I want to try is called Brown Sugar Brownies, and it says, and I quote, "Teacher's pet gets A+. That's brownies with brown sugar. Use recipe for brownies, substituting 1 cup of firmly packed brown sugar for the granulated sugar." So I thought, well, I'm a teacher, I'll make teacher's pet brownies. So the recipe calls for 2/3 of a cup of flour, half a teaspoon of baking powder, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, which I've mixed together in this bowl. It then calls for a half cup of butter, 2 ounces of unsweetened chocolate, which we have here, and 1 cup of brown sugar. And when we did the, I think it was the baked fudge, or no, I think it was the brownie pudding. It had brown sugar in it, and that was the first time I'd ever had brown sugar like that, and I thought, I really like the flavor, so I thought I'd try that today. 2 eggs, a half a cup of walnuts, and a teaspoon of vanilla. I don't like walnuts in my brownies, so I'm not putting walnuts in my brownies. So the first step, they say, is to preheat the oven to 350 degrees, which I'm doing, and to grease an 8-by-inch square pan, which is done. So the next step is to melt the butter and chocolate over hot water. I don't have a double boiler, and I thought we didn't have any problems melting the chocolate and butter when Jefferson and I did that, so I think I'm just going to do it that same way. If you have a double boiler, that is the recommended method, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to put the chocolate and the butter in my little pot, and I'll melt that now. Kind of a low heat, medium to low. And I figure as long as we stir it constantly, we'll be okay. Okay, so the chocolate is nicely melted with the butter, and so the next step is to beat the eggs and add the sugar. So I will beat the eggs and add the sugar. And it says to beat as we add the sugar. So the next step is to add the chocolate and butter. So I'll do that. So mixing the sugar and chocolate should be delicious. It smells really good. Okay, and then the next thing is to add the flour mixture and mix well. Okay, and if you were gonna add nuts, this would be when you would add the nuts and vanilla. So I am gonna do the vanilla. So add a teaspoon of vanilla. I'm just gonna eyeball a teaspoon, whatevs. Okay. And then I will spread it into my greased pan. Okay, so now it's all in my pan, and I will put it in the oven. It's supposed to bake for 25 minutes. Okay, so the timer just went off. I actually set the timer for 20 minutes because the brownies looked really thin. And I just did a toothpick test, and it came out clean. So here are our brownies. We'll have to let them cool a little bit, and then we can have a taste test. Hi, so we're ready with the brownies for a taste test. What do you think?
Look interesting.
Okay, let's try them.
Cakey, not super chocolatey or super moist necessarily.
I think it's pretty moist.
Good.
They're good. Nice.
Not too sweet, so I like that.
What do you think about the brown sugar?
I like brown sugar.
Can you taste it?
I don't know. Do you?
Yeah, but it's very subtle. Well, what do you think, since this is my first time to ever make homemade brownies?
They're good. I mean, lighter, not like super dense, which is not fudgy, but I like them.
They definitely feel different. They have a lot of air bubbles in them. Yeah, but they're yummy. They're yummy.
Good job.
Success. Yay. Yay. All right, bye.